Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. We find ourselves in a situation where we have to defend our culture. Now, this is not something that we ever thought about needing to do, but with all of these black immigrants in the United States trying to diminish us, trying to diminish who we are, I think these people are jealous because they are not Black Americans or FBA, because FBA now is a term that a lot of people are using, and they seem to resent this. These foreign blacks seem to resent the term FBA, calling it a hate group, and then coming on saying you don't have any culture, just a whole lot of ignorant stuff. It's becoming widespread now that these people are out here talking trash about us, saying we don't have culture because they are angry because they're not included and because we are separating for the reasons that we feel like we need to separate from these other groups. And it's not about being mean. It's like everybody else does that. Everybody else has their own separate group. But somehow, because we've been so open and I think a little bit too friendly, everybody thinks that they can just come in, join in when they want to, and then talk shit about you behind your back after they leave. And so what we're saying is, no, those days are over. Now people who are in the celebrity world, who are in the educational field, everybody's starting to feel this. Like, you don't have any culture. Like, who are you to come into here to our country to tell us who we are and what we don't have? Now, this video kind of summarizes what I'm talking about.
This is the problem. The label African American is broken. It's too wide, too vague, too easily exploited. It allows people with proximity to blackness, but not lineage, to lead our movements, control our narrative, and distribute our resources. The moment we say no, we're foundational Black Americans, the gaslighting begins. What all this proves is that people love to play black. They love the rhythm, the vernacular, the visibility. But when it comes to the reality, the generational pain, the fight for reparations, the erasure of our identity, suddenly everybody wants to universalize us, blend us in, call us divisive for knowing who we are. We are not African. We are not a diaspora tag you get to throw on a census form. We are not a region for your Pan-African PR campaigns. And we are not a voting bloc for politicians who love the aesthetics of blackness but ignore the people holding its legacy. We are foundational Black Americans. That means built from the ground up American lineage. That means surviving slavery here. That means pushing every inch of progress that now benefits every other group who gets to tick black on a form and move forward.
It doesn't seem like after 400 and something years in this country that we should have to be defending who we are with a long history that has nothing to do with Africa, but now they're trying to leech on to us. And I mean, it seemed like it's going to be really hard trying to get rid of them. So you have to keep pushing back. You have to keep pushing back. Some people want to be so embracing of these people, but these, I don't think is a good, well, it hasn't gotten us anywhere so far. They are a whole continent over there with over 1 billion people, but they are trying to leech on to 40 something million people in the United States. So really something is wrong with them. Nevertheless, we still have to stand on our square.
What would you guys consider African American culture? Because I feel like that's a thing that people always talk about. Black people don't have no culture. African American people have no culture. But you guys do have a culture.
It's American culture.
Yes, it's everywhere. Black culture is the most stolen culture in the world.
Facts.
You can see it. You can see it across the board. Kim Kardashian got a whole brand built around black culture. Let's be honest. The only reason why Twitter is a successful platform, or Instagram, or any of these social media
Black
platforms, they're all driven by black culture.
So
Black
what
culture
is that? What is that? Like, what does that look like?
It's
I'm just
American
curious.
pop culture. Let's look at Burna Boy, for example. When is there any
Ooh,
time?
I'm gonna shake the table.
When is there any other time in Africa to wear Timberlands?
That's New
Speak
York.
on it, because that's been a big
East side.
topic online.
Yes.
He dressed like he's from where? New
East
York.
Side New York.
Exactly.
Funny, and it's funny about Burna Boy, and hey, I love Burna Boy's music. I've been to a lot of concerts. Burna Boy, hey, I love him. But the truth is, Burna Boy has slandered black culture, but at the same time, you are mixing all your songs over R&B
Black American
beats.
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it goes to show you that black culture is still a very prevalent thing. Black culture is not just the story of what black culture is in the South, because that looks totally different in East Harlem or New York. That's a total different black experience, but all of that is still in itself blackness.
Oh,
So look
I
at it
love
like-
that.
look at
Calvin,
it-
you just made a powerful point about like black culture kind of being like tribes, like depending
Yeah,
on
so-
where you are,
The
from,
South.
where
So you
you're
got
from.
the South.
Uh-huh.
Everybody know, Southern hospitality.
Yes.
New York, grimy, rude.
I don't know about
very-
real. Just real.
Man,
Real rude.
anybody, I don't trust nobody.
No good morning. No how are you?
West Coast, they're more laid back because they got Southern roots. Because most of my family, they're in Oakland, in the Bay Area, during the World War II era.
I love
People did mass migration. You got your family from the South that moved to the get the World War II jobs and stuff like that.
You feel like it's
So the same thing that makes any other culture is what makes Black American culture. Literature, we have a whole body of literature. Nobody ever mentions the literature. Things that are written for us and about us. Things that we write about our experience. The stories that we tell. That's part of your culture. Your music, your dance, your food, your fashion, your everyday life, what you do from day to day, things that you do like everybody else, and the things that you do different from everybody else is your culture. But nobody seems to have to defend their culture but Black Americans. But that is our culture. Now, the thing that the Africans are talking about now is that we haven't created a language because when we came through the slave system, we lost our language. So now they're saying because you haven't created a language, you don't have a culture. But that's not what culture is. Culture is language. Whatever language you're speaking is a part of your culture. So I just think that it's getting really tiresome, but you have to push back. Like they were pushing back. Everything you do is your culture. So it's a complicated issue, one that we have avoided for a long time because they've been doing this for a while. But now I think with them coming in and trying to purchase things like buying a whole, basically an institution, Essence Magazine, which has the culture encapsulated. They talk about food, they can talk about books, they talk about fashion, they talk about issues in the community, they talk about the religion. That's culture. That's what your culture is. But then they decide that you don't have culture, but they don't want to stay in their culture. What their culture is running away from their homeland, pretending that they love it, but they don't love it enough to stay over there and try to make something out of it. So yes, I think it's time for Black Americans to speak up. Well, we're already speaking up. I think we have to continue to speak up about it. And the reason I'm doing this video is because look where they're talking about it now. We have to talk about it and we have to push back because these people are ignorant, they're backwards, and they're talking about, we don't have a witch doctor, for instance. We don't eat bush meat, for instance. That's their culture. Their culture is doing something they've been doing for the last 200 or 300 years, about as long as we've been doing ours, but theirs has no relevance. It has no global reach. It's just something they do regionally, and that's what they're calling culture. And to me, it might be it's culture, but it's just it's basic. It's just very basic. But anyway, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Have a good evening.